What's your name? Don't you play this game? You from another land, got you like it's country.
Episode number 16. It is looking like Dragon Ball Heroes is coming close to its end, its climax at least, because last time we had Ultra Instinct Goku and that worked. However, there's a whole different threat. Everybody there is lying on the ground defeated, and there's this cube in the sky. In this cube holds the strongest man in this series right now, and we'll get to him and his plan a little bit later, but Zamasu comes out with an eye patch and defends this guy, essentially acting as this guy's bodyguard. Now, this confuses everybody because they say, we all thought that you hated mortals, so why are you defending a mortal? Because the guy in that cube is immortal, and Zamasu basically says, I'm protecting him because he will defeat the Omni King. And because the Omni King was originally the one to take down Zamasu, Zamasu wants him gone. So even though this is Dragon Ball Heroes and should not be taken seriously that the Omni King could be defeated, it's a cool concept and it could actually show the Omni King fighting for his life, which would be very interesting to see. The story goes on and Zamasu is 5v1ing Goku, Vegeta, Trunks, Piccolo and Android 17 all by himself. These guys have been beaten down the entire series and the only one putting up a decent fight is, well, Goku. Zamasu is holding Goku in this grip and it really looks like that he's about to rip Goku's arms off when all of a sudden, out of the sky, this is a very Dragon Ball Heroes thing to do, comes the one and only Universe 11 God. Not quite God, mortal stronger than a god, Jiren, and he kicks him in the face. Enter Jiren, and for a brief second you get to see the size difference between Jiren and Goku. And Jiren isn't the only one to come and fight against Zamasu. Universe 6's hit comes as well. So now everybody's here, and they're all charging towards Zamasu when all of a sudden they get pushed back. The man in this cube is about to hatch, and when he does, everybody's looking at him like it's the birth of a new god. He grows these spikes from behind his back like his Omega Shenron, and from there these balls circle around him, and he looks pretty cool. I actually like this design, and he is fully golden. He looks towards Zamasu, who was his bodyguard, and he says, "You've been a good servant. I really appreciate that immortal power of yours, but unfortunately, I wish to destroy the gods, and that includes you, Zamasu." He begins to laugh, and he kills what is thought to be an immortal man. In a very similar way to what the Omni King does, he puts him in this box and all of a sudden, he's gone. He erased him. So this guy is very, very powerful, and his goal is to not just destroy Universe 7, but the entire Omni King palace. It then cuts to a shot of the Grand Priest, who is just standing there, but then all of a sudden looks up as if he knows what's about to happen. That is a basic rundown for Dragon Ball Heroes number 16. Not much in terms of fighting, but lots in terms of actually making you care about how this guy is going to go about defeating the Omni King. This is more like Dragon Ball Heroes, going after someone who is ungo-afterable, the Omni King. How anyone is going to beat this guy? Right now, this powerhouse of a golden man is standing in front of Goku, Jiren, Hit, Piccolo, Vegeta, Trunks, and Android 17. There is nothing any of them can do. So Dragon Ball Heroes could do something really cool here and actually have this guy fight against either the Grand Priest or the Omni King, and that would be the very first time in history that we get to see either one of those two fight, and that would be amazing. But that was everything that came out of the latest episode of Dragon Ball Heroes. The next Dragon Ball Super Heroes episode is coming out pretty soon on the 27th of October, which is only in a few weeks. This guy is immortal, but seems to have all the power of the Omni King, being able to wipe out entire civilizations, being able to destroy gods who are immortal. Even though not many people know who this guy is, and rightfully so, it is getting interesting, and that's why I said Dragon Ball Heroes might be on its climax, and the Omni King would be forced to fight or use some of his power. Anyway, again, that was everything to come out of the latest episode of Dragon Ball Heroes. Let me know what you think. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next Dragon Ball video. Two Dragon Ball Super panels spanning the course of 2 days, starring Ryo Horikawa and Masako Nozawa. Surely there must be something, and there definitely was something. The announcement wasn't the continuation of Dragon Ball Super into series format like we had a few years ago. In fact, they didn't even announce the movie. However, the one thing they did announce, and I'm sure everybody's glad about this, Dragon Ball Heroes is set for a Season 2. Out of all the content coming from Toyotaro's manga adaptation, and all the rumors about the new movie possibly coming out soon, it's not the worst thing in the world. child, I actually don't even mind Dragon Ball Heroes that much, but in comparison to what could have been, it is a little bit disappointing when you think of it like that, but I guess Toyotaro is going to keep working on his story, and until then, Dragon Ball Heroes is going to be the main thing. It certainly is the main thing right now. The latest episode of Dragon Ball Heroes, episode number 18, came out this weekend as well, and I didn't mind it. It's been a long time since Grand Prix Goku. We're completely onto a different thing now with Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta versing Hearts, better known as the guy who's trying to overthrow the Omni King and saying that he has all the power of the universe. This episode starts with Goku and Vegeta doing the fusion dance, and straight away, we're kicking things off with Gogeta. Keep in mind, the guys that are here are Hit, Piccolo, 17, but more specifically, Jiren. Jiren is in this fight against Hearts, and he is getting slapped around like it's nothing. It's like they're treating Jiren as if he's fodder. Any kind of power scaling for Dragon Ball Heroes I've noticed is a bit strange, but regardless of that, I do think there's an interesting premise here. Hearts wants to overthrow the Omni King because he wants to be free, and I can actually somewhat understand that because the Omni King's a child and he has all the control of the universe. It's about time someone took notice of that and actually tried to do something about it, and that's what Hearts tries to do. However, the man standing in his way, in this episode specifically, is Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. Gogeta powers up into a Super Saiyan Blue here, and he ascends to the sky to fight Hearts. This fight starts with Gogeta punching Hearts right in the face and knocking him back a little bit, and they're really downplaying Jiren here because the level between Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta and Jiren, it's really about the same, and Jiren was having to fight alongside Piccolo and 17, while Gogeta is out here 1v1ing this guy and is making it look pretty even. So that's just how Dragon Ball Heroes goes, but Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta is dodging all of his attacks, and he actually gets the first solid hit in. This is a very even fight. Gogeta shows his strength to Hearts, but before anything else happens, he says to Gogeta, "You're pretty good to be able to keep up with me, but I don't understand. With that amount of power, we could team up to defeat the Omni King." This guy thinks that if he teamed up with Gogeta, they would share enough power to defeat the Omni King. Dragon Ball Heroes is known for its crazy power scaling and its downplayment of certain characters. They've done it with Jiren even in this episode, but they seriously can't be trying to do that to the Omni King. If they downplay the Omni King to where Gogeta can team up and has enough power to beat him, that's not even close to being the reality of the series. He goes on to say, "Let's fight together for the true freedom of mankind." Gogeta obviously doesn't want to betray the Omni King, or maybe he's just not stupid, and he says, "Nah, I'm good," and they continue their fight. So this guy is really trying to take down the Omni King, but first he has to get through Gogeta, and if he can't get through Gogeta, there's no way he's going to go through the Omni King. The episode climaxes when he pulls a crater out of the sky and sends it slamming into Gogeta. Will Gogeta be able to deflect this meteor coming straight for Earth? Find out next time in 2020 for the brand new season of Dragon Ball Heroes. This concludes the first season of Dragon Ball Heroes. Would you prefer the canonical series back, or stick with Dragon Ball Heroes, or both? Let me know what you think. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next Dragon Ball video. It is time for Dragon Ball Heroes episode number 16.
Story recapped here. Today, I'm going to explain an adventure, drama, and sci-fi film called Interstellar. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. An Air Force pilot named Cooper flies through the skies when suddenly his jet loses all of its power. Cooper awakens from his dream, and his daughter Murph talks to him about ghosts. Murph asks if her father dreamt about the plane crash again, but Cooper doesn't want to talk about it. Cooper's father-in-law, Donald, calls the children to the table for breakfast. Cooper's son, Tom, teases his sister for saying that a ghost broke their father's miniature lander. Cooper reminds Murph that ghosts aren't real but challenges her to make a believable case to prove her theory. The adults make their way outside to talk about the spreading disease named blight affecting the farms. Cooper and the kids leave their home, and on their way to school, they blow a tire. Cooper orders Tom to patch up the tires while he and Murph talk. A military drone passes above them, and Cooper hurries the children inside. They follow the drone despite having a flat tire, passing through the cornfields. Tom assumes control of the vehicle while his father scrambles for his equipment. Cooper is preoccupied with trying to capture the drone, not realizing they're at the edge of a cliff. Cooper successfully hacks the drone, and he lands it with Murph's help. With no military for the drone to serve, Cooper intends to give it a better purpose. They arrive at school. Tom leaves for class while Murph stays in the car. Cooper attends a parent-teacher conference where the principal expresses Tom's potential of being a great farmer someday. But Cooper wants Tom to go to college and argues that taxpayer money should fund the university since there are no more armies. The country, however, doesn't need any more college-educated people. They need farmers to help the worldwide famine. Next, Murph's teacher shows concern over her interest in the moon landing. The moon landing is now considered a fake, and Murph shouldn't focus on such things. When the teacher calls the so-called breakthroughs of society useless, Cooper argues that if those useless breakthroughs like the MRI were still being produced, his wife would still be alive. The teacher apologizes and asks for Cooper's help concerning Murph's behavior. Cooper says he'll handle it by taking her to a baseball game. Cooper returns to the car and tells Murph she's suspended. They head back to the farm where the tractors have gone haywire. In Murph's room, they find books all over the floor. Murph says it's the ghost communicating through Morse code, but Cooper disagrees. Later that day, Cooper fixes the tractors, but the reason they malfunctioned remains a mystery. He and Donald reminisce about the old days when there was an innovation every day. Donald likes the world's current peaceful situation, but he worries about Cooper's unrelenting dream of space travel. At the baseball game, Tom agrees to take care of the farm in the future. Suddenly, sirens start wailing, bringing a sandstorm to the people's attention. Everyone doesn't seem too alarmed, and they leave in an orderly fashion. The family drives back to their home when Murph realizes that she left the window open. She and Cooper run up to close it. As the dust settles, Cooper observes the strange pattern on the floor. The next day, Murph finds her father in her room. Cooper throws a coin that quickly drops to the floor.